Imagine walking into a bathroom that looks clean at first glance. The tiles are shiny, the floor smells fresh, the sink sparkles under the light, but then your eyes drift down, slowly, reluctantly, and there it is, that stubborn, ugly yellow ring hugging the inside of the toilet bowl like it owns the place. You've scrubbed it before, hard. You've tried brushes, chemicals, powders, blue liquids, fancy bottles that promise miracles. And yet, the stain keeps coming back, every single time. Now here's the question that changes everything. What if I told you that this stain doesn't need scrubbing at all? What if I told you that something as simple, as ordinary, as almost laughably ignored as a candle can erase yellow toilet stains permanently? No elbow grease, no harsh fumes, no expensive products. And yes, this even works on toilets that are 20 years old. But before you dismiss this as another internet myth, stay with me, because what you're about to hear flips everything you think you know about toilet cleaning upside down. Let me take you to a small suburban home in Ohio, United States. A normal family, a normal bathroom, built in the early 2000s. The toilet, original, 20 years of mineral deposits, hard water stains, and discoloration layered so deep they looked baked into the porcelain. The homeowner, a retired plumber named Mark, had tried everything. Acid cleaners, pumice stones, even professional-grade products most people don't have access to. Nothing worked for long. The yellow stains always returned, darker and more stubborn than before. One winter evening, during a power outage, Mark lit a simple white candle and placed it near the bathroom sink. Hours later, as the candle melted and wax dripped slightly, he absent-mindedly rubbed some wax along a rough mineral line near the toilet's waterline. What happened next shocked him. The stain didn't just fade, it vanished. No scrubbing, no force, just gone. That moment sparked an experiment that would quietly change how he cleaned toilets forever. And today, you're about to learn exactly how and why this works. Here's the first thing most people don't realize. Yellow toilet stains are not dirt. They're not bacteria in the way you think. They're mineral scars. Hard water carries calcium, magnesium, iron, and lime. Over time, these minerals bond with microscopic pores in porcelain. Scrubbing actually makes it worse. Every hard brush stroke creates tiny scratches, giving minerals even more places to cling to. That's why the harder you scrub, the faster the stain comes back. It's a vicious cycle no one warns you about. So when you understand this, the real question becomes, how do you remove stains without damaging the porcelain? And that's where the candle trick quietly steps into the spotlight. Before we get into the actual candle method, there's something crucial you need to understand, because if you skip this, you'll mess it up. Not all candles work the same way. This isn't about scented candles, colored wax, or fancy decorative pieces. What you need is plain white paraffin wax. The most boring-looking candle on the shelf. Why? Because paraffin wax has a unique ability to create a hydrophobic barrier on porcelain. In simple terms, it seals the microscopic pores that stains hide in. Instead of attacking the stain aggressively, the wax gently lifts it while protecting the surface. That's the secret no cleaner company wants you to know. They don't sell solutions. They sell repeat problems. Now imagine this scenario. You walk into your bathroom late at night. The lights are dim. The house is quiet. You light a candle not for romance, not for relaxation, but for something far more satisfying. Control. As the flame flickers, you tilt the candle just enough to soften the wax. You don't drip it. You glide it, slowly, along the yellow ring inside the toilet bowl, right at the waterline. The wax feels smooth, almost effortless. No scrubbing, no resistance, just a calm, deliberate motion. You let it sit. 2 minutes, 3, and here's where most people panic. They think, that's it, that's the trick? But patience is the final ingredient. When you flush after those few minutes, something incredible happens. The water carries away not just loose residue but years of mineral buildup that have been loosened from their grip. The yellow ring doesn't smear. It doesn't fade halfway. It breaks apart and disappears. And the porcelain underneath? Smooth, glossy, protected. The kind of clean that looks untouched by time. And the wild part? The stain doesn't come back the next week, or the next month, because the wax leaves behind an invisible shield that repels minerals before they can settle again. But wait, because this is only the first level of the candle trick. And this is where things get even more interesting. There's an upgraded version that people in hard water states like Arizona, Nevada, and California quietly swear by. states where water stains are so aggressive they ruin brand new toilets in under a year. This upgraded method involves heat, not fire, but timing. After applying the candle wax, you pour hot, not boiling water along the bowl. The warmth helps the wax spread microscopically, filling in pores you can't see. It's like sealing marble. This one step multiplies the results and doubles the lifespan of your clean toilet. Now think about how crazy this sounds compared to what we've been taught. We're told to fight stains, attack them, scrub harder, buy stronger chemicals. But this method doesn't fight, it outsmarts. And that's why it works when everything else fails, even on toilets that look beyond saving. But here's the twist that keeps people watching until the end. This candle trick doesn't just remove stains, it reveals something unsettling. Once the stains are gone, you realize how much damage traditional cleaning has already done. You start seeing dull patches, rough areas, uneven shine, and suddenly it clicks. The real enemy wasn't the stain. It was the way we were taught to clean. In the next part, I am going to show you 3 silent mistakes that are secretly making yellow stains permanent and why most viral toilet hacks actually speed up discoloration instead of fixing it. I'll also break down how often you should use the candle trick, when not to use it, and the one surface you should never apply wax to unless you want a mess you can undo. So don't go anywhere, because what comes next connects everything you've just learned, and once you see it, you'll never look at your toilet, your cleaning products, or even a simple candle the same way again. Now here's where things start getting uncomfortable for most people, because once you see how easy the candle trick is, a question naturally creeps into your mind. If this works so well, why has no one told us before? And the answer isn't simple, but it's eye-opening. The cleaning industry doesn't profit from solutions that end the problem permanently. They profit from products you have to buy again, and again, and again. Yellow toilet stains are one of the biggest repeat purchase triggers in the entire bathroom cleaning market. And once you understand that, a lot of things suddenly make sense. Let's go back to the United States, this time to Phoenix, Arizona, one of the hardest water regions in the country. The kind of water that leaves white crust on faucets, chalky residue on shower doors, and deep orange-yellow stains in toilets that appear within months. A woman named Linda, a real estate stager, shared a story that spread quietly through homeowner forums but never made it into mainstream cleaning advice. Every time she staged a home, the toilet bowls were the biggest headache. Buyers would walk in, see yellow rings, and immediately assume the house was poorly maintained even if everything else was spotless. She tried every product on the shelf. Some removed stains temporarily. Others scratched the porcelain so badly the stains came back darker. One day, an elderly neighbor casually mentioned, "Why don't you just wax it?" That single sentence changed Linda's entire routine. At first, she laughed. Wax? On a toilet? It sounded ridiculous. But desperation has a way of making you curious. She tried it on the worst toilet. She had a rental unit with stains so thick they looked like rusted paint. She didn't scrub. She didn't use gloves soaked in chemicals. She used a plain candle, applied wax gently along the stain, waited, flushed, and stared in disbelief. Not only did the stain disappear, but the bowl stayed clean for weeks longer than usual. That's when she noticed something crucial. New stains couldn't grip the surface anymore. They slid right off with water alone. And this detail is the heart of why the candle trick works so powerfully. You see, porcelain looks smooth, but under a microscope, it's anything but. It's full of microscopic valleys where minerals lodge themselves like concrete setting into cracks. Most cleaners aim to remove stains, but they ignore the surface damage left behind. Wax does something entirely different. It fills those valleys, creating a slick, sealed surface. Minerals hit it and fail to attach. It's prevention disguised as cleaning. And once you grasp that, the method stops feeling like a hack and starts feeling like common sense. But let's slow down for a moment, because this is where people mess it up. There are 3 silent mistakes that quietly ruin the candle trick if you're not careful. And almost everyone makes at least one of them the first time. The first mistake is applying wax to a wet bowl. Moisture prevents wax from bonding properly. If the bowl is wet, the wax sits on top instead of sealing into the porcelain. The fix is simple but often skipped. Lower the water level first. You don't need tools. Just turn off the water valve, flush once, and let the bowl dry for a few minutes. This one step multiplies the effectiveness of the trick, but because it takes patience, people rush past it, and then they claim it didn't work. The second mistake is using colored or scented candles. Dyes and oils can leave residue, discoloration, or uneven streaks. You want clean paraffin wax, nothing else. This isn't about aesthetics, it's chemistry. Plain wax melts evenly, spreads smoothly, and leaves no trace behind except protection. Anything extra interferes with the seal. The third mistake, and this one is sneaky, is over-applying wax. More is not better. A thin, even layer is all you need. When people cake it on, it can clump, float, or feel greasy. The magic happens in restraint, gentle pressure, slow movement. Let the wax do the work instead of forcing it. Now here's where curiosity kicks in again, because once you realize wax can protect porcelain, a bigger question emerges. What else have we been damaging without knowing? Think about pumice stones for a second. They're marketed as miracle tools, but pumice is abrasive. It grinds away the surface. Yes, it removes stains, but it also destroys the porcelain's natural glaze. That's why toilets cleaned with pumice stain faster afterward. You're literally sanding the bowl, and once that glaze is gone, there's no going back. Wax, on the other hand, preserves what's left and shields it from further damage. And this is where the story takes a slightly emotional turn, because for many homeowners, the toilet becomes a symbol of frustration. You clean it, it stains again. You feel like you're failing at something that should be simple. But the truth is, you were never given the right information. You were taught to fight stains instead of understanding them. Let's talk timing, because this matters more than people realize. The candle trick works best after stains are visible but before they turn into thick scale. Think of it like skincare. Treat early, and results are effortless. Wait too long, and damage builds up. If you apply wax once every few months, stains struggle to form at all. In hard water homes, once a month is enough to stay ahead permanently. That's it. No weekly scrubbing, no chemical clouds, no aching arms. And here's a detail most videos never mention. This trick isn't just about toilets. The same principle applies to ceramic sinks, bidets, and even the waterline of toilet tanks. But and this is important, you should never use wax on textured or non-porcelain surfaces. Matte finishes, plastic seats, and floors can become slippery or stained. This trick is powerful because it's precise. Used correctly, it's a game changer. Used carelessly, it becomes messy. Respect the surface, and it rewards you. Back in Ohio, Mark, the retired plumber, started sharing this trick with friends. Quietly, casually. No YouTube channel, no sponsorships, just word of mouth. And something interesting happened. People didn't just thank him for cleaner toilets. They told him they felt relieved, less stressed, less annoyed by a problem that had haunted them for years. Because when something that small becomes easy, it frees mental space you didn't realize it was taking. Now think about the psychology of it. Every time you walk into a bathroom and see stains, it registers subconsciously as neglect, even if it's not your fault. Removing that visual noise changes how the entire room feels. Cleaner, calmer, more controlled. And when you achieve that with something as simple as a candle, it shifts your relationship with cleaning altogether. But we're not done yet, not even close. Because in the next part, I'm going to reveal why some stains come back even after the candle trick, how to combine this method with one everyday household item to make it nearly permanent, and the one situation where yellow stains are actually a warning sign of a bigger plumbing issue. So don't skip ahead. Don't click away. Because the next section ties everything together, and once you hear it, you'll understand why this simple candle trick feels almost too powerful to be real, yet works every single time when done right. By now, you're probably looking at your bathroom differently. Not with frustration, not with that familiar "I'll deal with it later" feeling, but with curiosity. Because once you understand how the candle trick works, how it doesn't fight stains but prevents them from forming again, you realize something powerful. This isn't just about a toilet, it's about control. About finally breaking a cycle that quietly annoyed you for years. Let's return one last time to Ohio. Mark, the retired plumber, had one final observation after months of using the candle method. He noticed that the toilet he treated didn't just stay clean longer, it became easier to clean everything else around it. Less scrubbing meant less chemical use. Less chemical use meant less residue. And less residue meant the bathroom stayed fresh. Naturally, one small change created a ripple effect. That's the part most people don't expect. A tiny, almost laughable trick with a candle ends up transforming the entire cleaning routine. But there's one final layer to this that we haven't talked about yet: the psychological shift. For years, cleaning products trained us to believe that more effort equals better results. That if something is stubborn, we have to fight harder. scrub longer, use stronger chemicals. But the candle trick flips that belief on its head. It shows that sometimes the smartest solution is the gentlest one. Instead of attacking the stain, you remove its ability to exist in the first place. And when that clicks, cleaning stops feeling like a battle and starts feeling like strategy. Now picture this moment. It's late evening. You walk into your bathroom. The light hits the bowl at just the right angle. No yellow ring, no dull mineral line, just smooth, glossy porcelain reflecting light like it's brand new. And here's the real test: you don't feel that urge to scrub. You don't feel that annoyance in the back of your mind. You just notice. It's clean, effortlessly clean. That's the quiet satisfaction this trick delivers. But remember what we uncovered earlier: this only works when you avoid the common mistakes. Dry surface, plain white candle, thin even layer, a little patience. And if you live in a hard water area, repeating the process occasionally keeps the protection strong. That's it. No weekly scrubbing routine, no endless product shopping, no frustration every time you lift the toilet lid. There's also something oddly satisfying about the simplicity of it. In a world where every solution seems to involve buying something new, downloading something new, or learning something complicated, this trick feels almost rebellious. A candle, a few minutes, a result that lasts. It feels like discovering a secret that was hiding in plain sight the whole time. And here's something worth thinking about. How many other impossible cleaning problems are actually just misunderstood surfaces? How many times have we damaged things by trying too hard? The candle trick becomes more than a method. It becomes a reminder that sometimes the smartest fix is the one that looks the simplest. So if you try this tonight and you see that yellow ring fade, break apart, and disappear, pay attention to that moment. Because it's not just about the stain being gone. It's about realizing you've been given back time, effort, and peace of mind. And once you experience that, you won't go back to scrubbing. Now before we wrap up, here's a quick challenge. When you try this trick, don't tell anyone right away. Just let them notice. Let a family member walk into the bathroom and pause for a second. Let them wonder why the toilet suddenly looks brand new. Because when they ask what you did, and you casually say, "Oh, just a candle," the reaction is always the same: confusion first, then curiosity, then disbelief. And that's when you know you've discovered something worth sharing. And that brings us to the end of this video, but not the end of what you can do with what you've learned today. Because this channel is all about revealing the simple tricks that actually work. The ones that save time, save effort, and quietly make everyday life easier without anyone talking about them. So here's what I want you to do next. If this trick surprised you even a little, if you learned something you've never heard before, if you are now looking at a candle differently than you did 10 minutes ago, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It tells the algorithm that real, useful tricks deserve to be seen. And if you love discovering hidden cleaning secrets like this one, make sure you subscribe, because the next video reveals a method that keeps toilet bowls clean for months using something already sitting in your kitchen right now. Most people throw it away without realizing what it can do. Drop a comment below and tell me honestly, how old is the toilet you are about to try this on? 5 years? 10? 20? I read every comment, and I'm always curious to see which stains finally disappear for good. Until then, keep things simple, keep things smart, and remember, sometimes the most powerful cleaning trick in your home isn't tea under the sink, it's sitting quietly in a drawer, waiting to be lit.